Personally, I'm kind of scared of Bigfoot. I have like I don't know why. It's just very intimidating to me. So the whole thought behind it is just really creepy and scary. And I would probably have a heart attack if I ever saw one.
A lot of people have. I mean, there's a lot of big old hunters I know that don't go in the woods anymore because.
My journey began when I was 15 years old. I had a negative attachment that left me scarred for years to come. So negative that it affected others around me. Today, I am a skeptical paranormal investigator, searching for indisputable proof as closure to what happened to me so long ago. Join me on this perilous journey as we uncover the mysteries of the paranormal. Welcome to Amber's Asylum.
Well, I'm a wildlife educator, and I have for 41 years traveled all over the country doing wildlife programs. And visiting schools is probably, well, it's without a doubt been what we really enjoy doing, and is the most important thing that we do is with our animals and educate young people.
So, from my understanding, you have a pretty big interest in Bigfoot, right?
To me, it's another animal that lives in the woods, and I have interest in it because of that, and I think the possibilities are very good that they do exist, and I've had a chance to talk to enough people that I'm pretty much satisfied that they're here. 99% of the sightings never get reported. I think it's most important is that there's been some fairly established, dignified people that have seen these things, from park rangers to law enforcement, soldiers. Of course, these stories, these sightings have gone on around the world, and the more I've gotten into it, and I've been doing the Bigfoot thing for, gosh, I don't know, almost 50 years, I never had a really clue that how widespread this thing is until I started talking to people in states like my own state, Indiana, Illinois, of course, Ohio, Pennsylvania, sightings all through these areas.
So I could only imagine some of the things that you've heard from other people. Is there a specific story that kind of stands out in your mind as being like most memorable?
One of the wildest stories I heard was come out of Indiana, and folks lived at a farm, and they were getting ready to go away for the evening, and they said, we're going to leave. Now, none of you kids leave this house while we're gone. Of course, that's basically telling them. As soon as that car goes down the driveway, we're outside. They leave. Of course, the two boys decide they're going to go on a little walk back in the woods. And next thing they know, their little sister's right behind them. They said, get on back. Of course, that's... And they come in this clearing, this area, and something that was up in a tree jumped down between the little girl and the two boys. So the boys, they saw that, and they had it in gear, not worried about their little sister. So they get back to the house, and little sister's standing on the porch waiting for them. And they're saying, how did you get back here so quickly? He didn't really want to talk about it. And in their own words to me, they said, Larry, this thing carried her back to the house.
Oh my gosh.
Because the path they would have taken to beat us back to the house was through the biggest briar patch in our county. So, and to this day, and it's been like 20 years since.
Yeah.
She won't talk about it. She has no really recollection of it whatsoever. So that was a pretty interesting encounter. Conservation officer told me about this one case he was investigating and gave me the phone number. I actually had a chance to talk to the people involved in person. This boy, his friend and dad had gone back into this woods to go squirrel hunting. So they got back there before the sun up, and each one of them was on a ridge, top of a ridge. So they get back there and the sun's starting to come up, and the boy hears something coming through the woods. And he's listening, he's thinking, man, that is the biggest buck I've ever heard of. So he looks across this ravine, and he doesn't see anything at first. Then he looks again, and he sees this figure standing next to this tree. He said it was 6-7 feet tall, maybe, black hair, fur, and it was staring right at me. Well, this young man, he sees this, and he's got a shotgun in his grip. So he raises that shotgun up, and as soon as he lifted that shotgun up and pointed it in the direction of this thing took a step toward him. That was too much for him to handle. He basically just slid down the back of that tree, and this thing took off. Well, what was wild, I said, how fast did it run? He said it ran as fast as any deer, except the little trees, it didn't run around, it ran over. And he said it started making this screaming sound.
Oh my gosh.
And the farther away it got, the louder and more aggressive the screams became. Well, I've worked with lots of primates, and if a troop of baboons comes on, let's say up to a lion, at first it's, they're just acknowledging the lion. The farther away they get from the lion, the braver they become. And that's basically what this thing was doing, because the farther away he got from this group, the louder and more aggressive the screams became. So Dad heard all this. So he's running to figure out what's going on. So he runs to his son, and his son can't even talk. He says, boogeyman, he's beside himself. So they go look for his friend. They can't find him. Come to find out, his friend just ran home about 3.5 miles. He saw it all too. When he saw it come down, he just took off. So they called the conservation officer, and the conservation officer comes and he looks around, and they tell him the story. Well, the two kids are apart. They didn't let them get together. So what he wanted to do was have each kid draw what they saw. Mm-hmm. And as he put it, he said these kids were no artists, but they basically drew the same thing. And he said, I found a 16-inch footprint. And what was really kind of wild was that when I walked back by my patrol car, they said, what kind of a gun you got to take back there? He said, well, I've got one right here on my hip. He says, oh, no. You need something much bigger.
Oh.
What I saw, you need a much bigger gun.
So, from your scientific perspective and your experience with animals and conservation, what do you think that we would need in order to classify Bigfoot as an actual living, breathing animal?
Part of one.
You think so?
Oh yeah, it'd have to be to prove it to science. I mean, look what they did with the mountain gorilla. For years, people talked about the mountain gorillas up in the mountains there in Africa and Uganda and stuff. And scientists said, no, there's nothing like that living up there. Well, they decided to go up there about 1901. And hey, surprise, there was. But then again, they had to take a body out to, prove it. And as John Green told me, he says, you don't have to take the whole body. He says, if you just take a finger or something for DNA, I don't want to kill one. I don't care if anybody believes me or not about their existence. And the government does have a plan if a body's ever discovered, and their plan is to immediately make it into an endangered species, to send the National Guard in to protect the land it was found on. One of the things we've done is on the Bigfoot Odyssey program. On Tuesday nights, we've been doing something called Drawing Bigfoot, where we've actually gotten eyewitnesses to sit down with me and we do a forensic drawing of what they saw. So here's a couple of them I have here.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That was in Ohio.
That's really cool.
I interviewed John Green, and oh my gosh, what happened to my camera? The white balance. I interviewed John Green and Bob Gimlin a few times. See, I showed it the picture and the camera got scared. This is a picture of Patty.
Oh!
That's my interpretation of it looking dead on, because we only see it from the side.
Right. That actually does remind me of Patty.
Good. I was hoping. But, yeah.
That's really good. I love the detail in that, too.
Well, we've got about, 20 or so of these drawings, and we're going to make them available soon here, because a lot of people wanted to see them and, own them and so forth, so we're going to do that. So they just need to contact me through Facebook, and I can make that possible.
When you do daytime investigations, what is it that you're looking for?
Well, first off, I think the biggest thing to look for would be a Bigfoot. But if you don't see a Bigfoot, obviously you're looking for, a lot of people look for tree structures. When you're looking for tree structures, you want to look for something that was not natural. So something that was either placed or like interwoven in. And the other thing would be footprints, obviously.
Yeah. So what is a big, telltale sign of an actual footprint? I mean, besides size, what is something that you're looking in a footprint?
So really you look for something with toes. Because it's so easy to walk around and think you see an impression, but it's very likely that it's something just a couple different animals maybe stepped on it to make it bigger. So really you're looking for toes and then the mid-tarsal break, and then just the outline of a foot really. So obviously we're going to be out here at night tonight, and which I know you're super excited about.
I'm very nervous. Okay, so we got here earlier, so we've been here for what, like maybe an hour or two, and it's been pretty decently light outside, so I can see everything, I can hear everything, nothing's like playing tricks on me. But I know the more time that goes by, the more the sun like keeps going down, it's making me more nervous.
Well, I think it helps. We were talking about this a little bit when we did the interview. Like, it helps like being somewhere during the day and you like see the layout of the area. Because if you just come back here at night and never been here before, it's 10 times creepier. Well, yeah. So I mean, I think at night the big thing you're looking for me, I like vocals. I always have a recorder going, and I have a thermal camera as well. So obviously you're looking for heat. You're looking for like, or hearing, I should say hearing. You're looking for like tree knocks, stuff like that. Vocals and tree knocks are really the big things you're looking for at night.
All right, so we're getting ready to do our first tree knock of the night. See if we can get any responses.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right,
whenever.
so we're gonna do a tree knock. There's something over there. Did you hear that? Like right after I did the knock, there was something.
I didn't hear it, no.
It sounded like an owl almost. Did you hear that? Right after I did the knock, there was something really far away, but I think it was an owl.
So how long does it usually take to get responses with like tree knocks and stuff?
Honestly, I never really got responses with tree knock. So I think we get the most response from doing screams.
Who's gonna do the scream?
Chin. His scream usually gets something going. Those are dogs. What was it?
Heard something, right? Oh, just
I heard something move. It could have been small.
But the wind blowing.
I hear those are dogs, I think.
Yeah, I can hear like dogs bark right after you guys finish.
I mean, I'll at least like to hear coyotes, because usually with the coyotes,
Yeah, usually get
it gets other animals going.
bunch of dogs.
Yeah. I think there's a house down there, right? Has to be.
No, there's just wild dogs running around.
See, there's only one time we heard, remember we were at that other shelter house, Chin, and we heard that long drawn out scream, because you said, that sounds like your megaphone, Aaron. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
That's the only time I've heard one of those screams here.
Yeah.
So people say that
Airplane.
Yeah, that's an airplane.
they respond more to women, so maybe if you do a scream. Can you do a scream?
What do I have to do?
Well, I would say a scream like...
Just
Just a high-pitched scream. I mean, the scream usually like a I don't want anyone to think you're out here getting murdered or something, but usually like a scream bloody murder.
Or should I do one that's like, whoop, like that, but like...
Yeah, whatever.
All right. I don't know how loud I can do it. All right. Was that appropriate for Bigfoot yelling?
Yeah, maybe a little louder.
I don't know if I can go louder.
I had Gabby once do, I just said to scream, and she just went.
I don't know. Well, I have a delicate throat, okay?
Here, I'll do.
You'll do one.
Mine, they actually respond. I've had things respond to mine several times. I gotta clear my throat.
Start rapping.
Yeah. Well, we can go to a different spot.
Yeah, we can try a different spot.
Is
All I
this
know is
kinda
if I
dead?
was in the middle of the woods and I heard your scream, I'd shit myself.
You know what? Bigfoot's probably watching playoffs right now.
Yeah.
He's at the ball.
He's busy, okay?
Watching football.
Yeah, last time we did this, we had that tree knock.
I like having my back.
And then we start smelling stuff.
See, the problem with doing these is the call blasting is you don't know what kind of call it is. It could
Yeah.
be a call of aggression. It could be a mating call looking for their chin.
Huh?
There was some sort of like thud over here.
Was
Did you hear it?
Oh, I have my. Let me see my 2x4. There's that tree over there that's really good.
Yeah, there's a good tree over there.
All right, let's do a knock over here.
Do some
There's a
knocking.
really good tree.
This is the best tree.
Which side we did all when we got that good tree off?
Some dogs.
Yeah, I think it's the dogs again.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not it.
They're in hibernation mode. Nothing.
Do your whoop again, Chin. Or your scream, whatever you call it.
Is there another place we can go?
Chin, shine your bright light in the open field. Thought I saw a reflection or something. Oh.
I think it's just so cold you're not going to get any response from any animals.
They're all hunkered down.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Over that way.
Where? I thought I heard like a voice too.
Yeah, it was like a female voice.
Yes.
Yeah. It was sounded like it was coming from over here.
Well, that's what we
Well,
heard. That.
I'm glad you heard it at the same time I heard it.
I didn't hear it.
I heard like a clack.
I need to mark on my recorder. Where the hell's my phone? Where is it
You
at?
didn't drop it, did you?
No, I got
Oh.
it. Yeah, I definitely heard that sound like a woman.
Yeah, it sounded like a woman talking.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've heard before.
And people usually associate for some reason. As I'm sitting here holding, someone's going to drive back and they're going to see me standing here. People associate like hearing, I don't know, like voices, like women speaking and children with Bigfoot.
But we heard that time.
We've heard it a couple times.
The bat smell.
But it sounded like a woman almost saying like hey or something.
So yeah,
It's like a word.
it was pretty high pitched.
All right, do your damn scream. It's a dog.
I'm coming.
Well, we had a little something.
I thought I heard a knock.
I heard a couple that sounded like a knock, and that voice.
Yeah,
I'm glad you heard it because I didn't want to think I was acting like I'm nuts.
Are you seeing anything on that?
No.
No.
So anything with heat will show up as dark and focus.
So we found a little cemetery. Did you hear that first one?
Yeah,
That was pretty loud.
that's a dog, I think. Well, that is, but the first one.
The first one was like, ooh.
See, is this a grave? Like, look, it's just like a little stone. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is someone's grave.
It was probably bigger than that, but that's probably all that's left.
It's kind of
'Cause
sad.
A lot of people like to like break them down and shit.
Yeah, these are grave sites right here.
Yeah. Oh, they're just little.
No, 1897.
Nice.
1896 to 1896. Yeah,
Oh.
1 year old.
damn.
That's a baby. One year, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's super crazy.
And may actually not even be, it could just be like a couple months depending
Yeah.
on.
This one's like about to fall over.
Go ahead. Shouldn't do your whoop. Oh, yeah.
Do a light yell.
Lights.
Light yell.
It's not responding.
This is what this looks like.
Do you still have the audio going?
Yes, the audio's still going, so my phone's still rolling.
Should try another.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
This
camera
is a
thing?
full spectrum. Just point it anywhere and point the flashlight wherever you're looking. So because there's a protector on it, you can't see it, but it's filming right now.
Okay.
And I have our mics on, so we'll just not take it off just in case if something happens. Because I mean, what? We should be done within the next like
Yeah.
half hour, 45 minutes. I don't think our batteries are going to die by then. So I'm just going to leave it running. I thought that was really cool. I definitely thought I heard a whoop whoop.
Yeah, right when he did that, it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
right in front. But that rock clacking was weird.
Yeah. I heard some knocks.
I think there's a couple crosses here. No, just one. There's two. So those are two different people. They have a picture. That's really sad. That's just so sad.
That is really sad. I'm just trying to make sure that my camera's picking everything up. Do you hear that?
Yeah, those are coyotes. Those coyotes are kind of promising. At least you hear something.
Yeah. At least it was something.
You want to try your
interesting.
like meter thing or whatever?
Yeah, so I have it on right now. I'm not picking up anything. I'm gonna go back over here where we thought we heard a scream when we first got over here. It's 26 degrees out. Oh, it was just 2.4 for a second. I don't know if the camera caught that. It's still pretty.
Can
like,
the camera cause it though? Because it's electrical?
Look.
No.
No. Yep. I mean, I've had this sitting on like multiple things and it didn't. I mean, maybe if I got a text message, but I literally have like no signal here at all.
Right. Unless I did, but I don't know. No. This is a car. We're gonna creep someone out. They're gonna shine a light over here.
I know.
Standing here.
They're gonna be like, "What are you doing?"